Hello and welcome back to another weekend preview on the Football Zone. Huge weekend of Premier League and Championship action coming up, so let's get straight into it, starting off with a London derby on Friday night between Fulham and Chelsea. Now, Fulham and Chelsea, it's safe to say they're not in the greatest run of form, but I do think Chelsea obviously are a much stronger team, so they'll see this as a real opportunity to turn their form around, and I do think they will do so. I don't think it's easy, but I do think they will. I'm going to say a 2-1 away win. Wolves host West Brom at Man Utd in a Birmingham derby, and to be honest, I'm really looking forward to this game. It should be a Wolves win. I do think they've just got a bit too much. Sam Allardyce is really struggling with his West Brom team at the moment, so I do think it will be a Wolves win, and this is much needed for Wolves. They have needed a win for a little while, not in the greatest run of form. So this will be big for them, and I'm going to say it will be a 2-1 Wolves win, I think. I don't think it will be easy. Leeds host Brighton, at Elland Road. Leeds, really disappointing defeat at Crawley on Sunday. That was just an awful defeat, and we're looking to bounce back from that. Brighton, however, they're just not doing too great at the moment either. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I do think Leeds will have a bit too much for them, so I'm going to say a 1-0 home victory. Next up, Burnley take on West Ham at the London Stadium. West Ham, they're doing really well this season. They're having a great season. David Moyes is doing a spectacular job. Burnley had a poor side, but seems to be picking up a bit recently. So I do think this will be a closer game than people expect, but I do still think West Ham will have enough to pick up a pretty comfortable win. I'm going to say 2-0 to the Hammers. Aston Villa versus Everton at Villa Park next up. This is a game that I'm really looking forward to, actually. I think it should be really high quality. Both teams are having a great season. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it will be an entertaining game, but I do think these sides are just so closely matched. It really wouldn't surprise me, all three of these results, to be honest. But I do think I am going to play it safe, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Next up, Southampton play Leicester. Of course, I repeat that famous game, but Southampton aren't that side anymore. That win against Liverpool a few weeks back was just incredible. And Leicester, they're going well at the moment as well. Just need to find a bit more consistency. And to be honest, at home, I always back them. They're just so good. So I do think they will pick up a win here. But of course, against a really good Southampton side, it won't be easy. So I'm going to say a 2-1 Leicester win. Sheffield United host Tottenham. Tottenham, they're going okay at the moment. Sheffield United, obviously not. Tottenham, I do think they'll see this as an opportunity to hopefully put a few goals past the Blades and make it a pretty easy win and 3 points, and just try and recover that form. And you never know, maybe get back in the title battle. So I'm going to say a comfortable 3-0 win for Spurs. Now, the game that everyone's been waiting for, Liverpool v Man United. Wow. Could this potentially even decide the title? Who would have thought of saying that a few games into the season? Certainly not me. I think this will be a close game. But you know what, at Anfield, I just do think that Liverpool are still that little bit further ahead of Manchester United. And I do think that means they will probably pick up a narrow 2-1 win here. Man City host Crystal Palace, and with their two main title rivals at the moment, could change at any point now, it seems, playing each other. Man City will see this as a real opportunity, hopefully for their sake, put a few goals past Crystal Palace and see a really dominant win. And to be honest, I do think they will do that. They're playing back at their best at the moment, Man City, so I think Pep Guardiola's men will pick up a 4-0 win, let's say. Arsenal host Newcastle at the Emirates. Newcastle, not on the greatest run at the moment, and of course these two just played just a week ago in the Cup at the Emirates. It finished 0-0 in normal time, but I don't think that will be the case here. I think it will probably be the score at the end of extra time. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0. Yeah, I just think Mikel Arteta's side are really picking up at the moment, and they will have enough to see them off here. Moving on to the Championship now. The Ike Talker derby at the Riverside as Middlesbrough host Birmingham. Middlesbrough, they're going pretty well at the moment. 7th, still got a game in hand, but just still outside of the playoffs. And Birmingham, they're really not having it great at the moment. Awful form in the Championship, better than Man City. So I do think Middlesbrough will have enough here. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Middlesbrough. Next up, Blackburn host Stoke in a game that I'm really looking forward to. Both sides I've been really impressed with, and to be honest, I'm really looking forward to the battle at the back. Adam Armstrong, Harvey Elliott, Bradley Dack versus Harry Souttar should be really entertaining. He's been outstanding for them this season. This could be a really entertaining match. And I think it will go the way of Blackburn. I think they may break their streak against top half teams, and they will get the win here, 2-1. Luton play Bournemouth at the Vitality. Bournemouth, they're doing pretty well at the moment, just ticking along. I still think they're probably one of the favourites to get promoted this season. And really, if you're going for promotion, these are the sort of games you have to win. And I do think Bournemouth are the much better side at the moment, so I do think they will get the win. So I'm going to say a pretty comfortable 2-0 win for Bournemouth. Luton just seems to be falling away a bit at the moment. Bristol City v Preston at Ashton Gate. This is an interesting one, to be honest. Preston, they were really starting to pick up again before that disappointing loss to Notts Forest, so it'll be interesting to see how they recover from that. Bristol City obviously still hit hard by injuries, and they just need to make sure they don't start falling down the table, otherwise it could really be an issue for them. But I do think they will have enough here. I'm going to say a narrow 2-1 win. Cardiff take on Norwich at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff not really having a great season, 15th with the players they've got, Harry Wilson, Kiefer Moore, they should really be doing better. Norwich in first, they're doing pretty well, but I do think there is that little bit of susceptibility in them that they could well be caught. So I don't think this will be a walkover for Norwich, and in fact I'm going to predict they're going to drop points. I'm going to say 1 apiece. Coventry take on Sheffield Wednesday. This is a really interesting one. Obviously, the caretaker manager has had a great job at Sheffield Wednesday and picked up maximum points so far. Coventry in 16th, they're having a good season. That Hamer has just been outstanding for them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I think it will be a draw. I'm going to say 0-0. Can't see it being a classic, to be honest. Derby host Rotherham at Pride Park. Derby, they're starting to do a bit better now. There's still signs of inconsistency, still in a relegation zone, still far from safe. But I do think they're starting to pick up a bit now, and I do think they will be okay against the Rotherham side, who do seem to be struggling a bit. But I do think Derby will pick up a comfortable win here. I'm going to say 2-0. Millwall take on Notts Forest at the Den. It's the City ground, sorry about that. Forest, they're starting to pick up a bit again as well now. They're putting away from the relegation zone, 3 points clear against the Millwall side, who aren't in the greatest run of form recently. So I think both sides will see this as an opportunity, despite Forest's better form. But I do think it will be a draw. These two sides are just too close to call, so I'll say a draw. Reading host Brentford in a game at the top of the table that I'm really looking forward to. Reading, great win at Huddersfield last time out. Having Lucas Schwal back for them just makes such a difference. And to be honest, I do think with players like Michael Elise and João Neto, they can beat anyone on their day. And that includes Brentford, who have just been outstanding recently. But you know what? I'm going to go for a surprise result. I can actually see Reading getting the win here. I'm going to say 2-1. Next up, Watford host Huddersfield in what was a Premier League game a few years ago. Huddersfield, they were starting to really pick up before that really disappointing loss to Reading. Watford in 6th. Xisco Munoz lost his second game in charge. This will be an interesting one. It will tell us a lot about this manager, I think. Can he do it consistently, or was it maybe just a one game hype and he's not really up to it? But I do think Watford will get the win, and I'm going to say a 2-0 win. And finally, Barnsley hosts Swansea at Oakwell, a game that I'm also really looking forward to. Barnsley just play some lovely stuff these days under Vladimir Ismail. Swansea in 2nd as it stands. They look really good at the moment. Steve Cooper, what a job he's doing there. But to be honest, I can see this being a draw. I can see Barnsley nicking a point with the way they're playing at the moment. So yeah, I don't think it'll be a walkover Swansea. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily football news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.